And in our top business story, Dubai International Airport saw passenger numbers jump by 29.6% in July this year, according to the latest figures, reaching 6.68 million. Dubai Airports made the announcement stating that traffic rose in July from 5.12 million a year earlier, as the airport was reduced to one runway for maintenance repairs, which lasted 80 days from May to July last year. The top 5 countries in terms of passenger numbers were India, the UK, Saudi Arabia, the US and Pakistan, while London, Doha, Kuwait, Mumbai and Jeddah headed up the list of the most popular destinations from Dubai International. It was also noted that the number of passengers so far this year totaled 45 million. That's up 12.9% off the back of new services to Eastern European destinations by carriers Fly Dubai and Emirates. The heaviest traffic was on routes serving Gulf countries, followed by the Indian subcontinent and Western Europe. The Dubai International Financial Centre is set to add 100 more Indian firms to its portfolio over the next 10 years as a part of its recently announced 2024 growth strategy. The statement comes after the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit to the UAE last month, as well as a visit to Mumbai by DIFC officials this week in order to promote the centre as a financial gateway to the Middle East, Africa and South Asia region. One Indian institution was registered at the DIFC back in 2007, which has now grown to over 20 Indian banks and financial institutions at present. The centre is home to 10 Indian banks and is in discussions to add another 10 banks, according to a statement. Indian companies now make up the 3rd largest community of financial firms at the centre. It was also revealed that over 40,000 companies in the UAE have been set up by non-resident Indians who have contributed an estimated $55 billion in Indian investments, while the UAE has invested $8 billion into India. Sentiment on the sales and growth outlook for the next 3 months for SMEs is less positive than the previous quarter, according to Gulf Finance Corporation's Q2 2015 UAE SME Sentiment Survey. David Hunt, the CEO of Gulf Finance, was quoted as saying that this slowdown can be attributed to macroeconomic issues having a dampening effect on general market conditions, which, coupled with the quieter summer months, has had an impact on the performance and sentiment of the SME sector as a whole. However, the outlook on sales and growth for the next quarter remain positive. 71% of respondents interviewed during Q2 this year, compared with 84% in Q1, confirmed total orders received increased or significantly increased during the last quarter. 1 in 8, compared with 1 in 9 in Q1 of those surveyed, had a positive or very positive growth and sales outlook. It was also revealed that 62% of SMEs are planning on increasing their headcount in the 3rd quarter. In respect to SMEs' future plans, 50% of respondents, compared to 63% in Q1, are planning on expanding their product range, whilst 37%, up from 20% in Q1, wish to expand into new territories, a quarterly like-for-like increase of 85%. Investment in infrastructure climbed to 25% on a quarterly basis to 26% compared to 21% in the previous quarter. And respondents' desire to open new outlets fell by a quarter to 15% from 20% in Q1. UAE Hotels witnessed a rise in occupancy levels over the Ramadan period in July this year, as according to a new report. Figures from a hospitality firm, Hotstats, show that hotels over in Abu Dhabi reported a 27.2% growth in revenue per available room to $73.01 in July, driven by a 10.5% rise in occupancy to 60.8%. Hotstats said that this improvement in RevPAR could be attributed to an average room rate growth of 5.2% to $120.05. Total revenue per available room saw a 19.9% rise off the back of a rise in room revenues, even though there was a decline in food and beverage sales. Here in Dubai, hotels also saw a boost as 4- and 5-star units saw occupancy grow by 9.9% to 60.2%. RevPAR recorded a double-digit growth of 18.3%, while TrevPAR was weighed down by softer food and beverage demand.